again, YouTube. This is Dr.Kendo, and we're here with Scribblenauts Unlimited. Of course, I always do this on Scribblenauts Unmasked as well, but, you know, the games are kind of interchangeable because they are very similar to each other, and you can often create any of the objects that I'm doing in both games, and so I do try to stay conscious of that. But we have a great creation today. It's one that I love. These are the object editor commentaries, of course, when I play it in Scribblenauts Unlimited. We're starting off with this egg on a man. So who would that be? We're creating Dr. Eggman, or Dr. Robotnik. This was a request by DHunter348, The Waffle Hogger, Christopher Connor, Christo Kusmik, it's either Joe Kizzy or Kizzy, Denise Guzman, Tristan Lanfranc, Jolyon50, Jody Wilson 28, BronyFan 20178, Minecraft 151515, Mark Kozaris, or is it Kozaris, and Luigi Yoshi 11. So yes, we've just got a man, put the egg shape in the middle, and created a head and a nose to put right here at the top part. Of course, Dr. Eggman, or Robotnik, we, I guess should just call him Eggman for the time being, because that's usually what they call him nowadays. But Dr. Eggman does have kind of an odd-colored pinkish, brownish, orangish nose, so it actually has changed over the years too, so it hasn't always been the same shade exactly. And he's got these dark blue sunglasses, so that's what we're doing here. All you have to type in is just sunglasses, and that comes up with this. And most of the characters, of course, in Scribblenauts do not have ears, so humanoid characters, you're not often going to see ears, meaning that these sunglasses can really rest wherever you feel the correct eye level would be. And so now the question is, what do we do for Eggman's mustache? I figure that just using hair, just literally type in hair, is going to be the best solution for that. You probably could find something else, but I think that this kind of just best represents it. You know, of course, it's a little bit orangish. It's like a dark orangish color and stuff, so color that appropriately. You should be good. Of course, kind of put it down low because often, you know, Eggman, he does have a mouth, and most Scribblenauts humanoids, again, also do not have a mouth shape, and so they made, I don't know, probably like 80 to 90% of the humanoids not have mouths in this game. So I generally usually don't create a mouth on my characters unless it really looks better with a mouth. So most of the time I will not, but I think that kind of having that mustache there and stuff in the nose and putting that all down low, like the real Eggman appears, I think makes it kind of better. And of course that means that you have space for the goggles, which I just put on. You just type in goggles. He does have these little kind of like pilot's goggles, you know, like if you're flying some kind of jet or spacecraft or mech or whatever Eggman might be flying, you know, he's got those goggles. And using the plumber for the arms actually kind of leads me into this next part, is that Eggman does have these golden cufflinks just above the gloves. He does wear some white gloves. Usually his hand is really ginormous in the games and stuff, but in Scribblenauts, you know, I'm trying to make this all seemingly proportional, but of course still look kind of like the goofy Eggman that we all know and love. So it'll be sort of a sizing balance here that I'll concentrate on for the arms and the gloves. One thing I have been doing lately, of course, with the series is talking about just some fun facts and some background on each of the characters based on research and knowledge of just playing the games, because most of the times, you know, it's about half and half actually, is that I know the game that somebody's requesting an item from, but then about half of the time people request something that I've either never played or never heard of or never had any experience with. Before jumping into the research though, I did want to mention that this parallelogram shape, you can just type in parallelogram in Scribblenauts Unmasked if you're playing on that. Here in Scribblenauts Unlimited, of course, they have the geometry library, as I call it, but this parallelogram is going to go basically in his crotchetal region because it's just showing that his suit that he wears, or his whatever kind of shirt or suit he's wearing, does have the two flaps that go down and a little bit of black right there for his belly. And you're noticing that I'm putting in a spine. This is a human spine, yes, and I think it actually does better than anything that you could probably choose for a zipper. Anybody else, feel free to pick your own thing, but you don't have to tell me what you used for a zipper or what you think could have been used, because I actually really do not like when people make suggestions of like, oh, you could have done this, or you forgot this, and that could have been better this way and stuff, because this is how I create the objects, and that's how I think it needs to stay. And if you don't like it, definitely feel free to use my videos as a basis to create your own, and create it your own way. Damn it. And you can also, of course, download most of these things in Punctuation Plaza or the Sharing Center, based on which game you're playing. I didn't even get to start the fun facts, so here we go. Of course, Dr. Eggman / Robotnik is a rotund scientist, a kind of a mad scientist with an IQ of 300, who, of course, dreams of dominating the world. In the month of April, in 1990, Sega actually petitioned its research and development department, who later, of course, became the Sonic team, to create a character who would replace Alex Kidd, who was the company's mascot at the time, and this would also mean that it would compete against Nintendo's flagship mascot character, Mario. And so there was a caricature of Theodore Roosevelt in pajamas and just lots of proposed designs, I guess. And so I think, combined with the idea of some kind of egg-shaped character, it eventually became the basis of the visual design for Dr. Eggman. And so, in creating the bad guy for the Sonic series, the development team wanted a character who was the opposite of Sonic. A character basically who represented machinery and development, and that actually played on the then growing debate between developers and environmentalists. And so the character was also designed to be easy for children to draw, apparently, according to Sega. And actually, in the instruction manual for his debut game in 1991, the game was just called Sonic the Hedgehog, the character's full name was actually Dr. Ivo Robotnik. So he is Dr. Robotnik, kind of, I guess, at the heart and soul of everything. We'll call him Eggman just because nowadays, even I think he himself has referred to himself as Eggman in some of the later games, but that's kind of just what he's been called lately. The Japanese versions of the instruction manual for that 1991 Sonic the Hedgehog game actually did call him Dr. Eggman, whereas us in the US actually got Dr. Ivo Robotnik, and the UK, I believe, was also naming him Dr. Robotnik. And it was actually not until around the Sonic Adventure times that, Sonic said something like, "Hey look, it's a talking egg!" or something like that, and was basically insulting Eggman, basically saying that he was an egg man. And so, of course, maybe then it was an insult, but as I said multiple times, now we do often call him Dr. Eggman. So either way, it's fine. This is actually, he is one of my favorite villains, really of all time, because for one, he's a doctor, just like Dr.Kendo. And I actually just edited a script right there that we're gonna test before we do some more edits. I made it so that he'll use mechs, basically mechanized weapon vehicles, and so we're gonna put a mech on the screen, and yeah, okay. Just wanted to make sure that it would work exactly how I planned, so we will, of course, make some small alterations that may or may not appear in the video, because I often edit these down in post so that they don't go past, like, 10 minutes long. So, anyway, we've got Eggman here. We'll have him battle Sonic. Oh, and I gotta make Sonic brave. Of course, I have it set up that he will attack heroes, which my Sonic is the base object of it, or I guess objects react to it as, I should say, is hero. So we have them both battling, and I created Eggman to be a mad scientist, basically. That's what objects react to him as, and that's his sound set. So his sounds will be of the mad scientist in this game. And so, as I was saying, I love Dr. Eggman. I think he's a great villain and stuff, and he's just like so goofy and stuff. He's like almost adorable in a goofy kind of way. And yes, that's probably the least heterosexual statement you'll hear today from Dr.Kendo, is that Dr. Eggman is adorable. I mean, I think he is kind of adorable, to tell you the truth, just because he gets so angry and stuff like that. It's like Sonic is almost like the modern troll of Eggman, when you think about it, in some respects. But actually, you're going to see on screen, I'll go ahead and, in post-editing, also put up the existing Eggman that I had. They are very similar, but I've recreated Eggman for the purposes of this video to show you guys how to create him, but almost, let's see, it was probably in my third week of owning Scribblenauts Unlimited, I did make a Dr. Eggman, and I have had it up in the Punctuation Plaza store for a really long time, actually, and so people probably have noticed that if you've downloaded it from me, because I have had it there for basically a year now. But now I've shown you PC users who couldn't get it, or anybody in Scribblenauts Unmasked or whatever, how to create it, and if you want to create your own in Unlimited, go ahead and use this video. I'm very happy when people tell me, "Hey, Dr. Kendo, your videos do help me create objects, you've helped me become a better creator, and I also have created a lot of the characters that you've done in your videos, and I watched your videos as a tutorial, basically." So that's really cool. So, again, I appreciate that, and I'm glad that you guys can benefit from it that way. So I do hope you enjoyed Eggman, of course, and as always, I will catch you on the next vid, and thanks for viewing. And please don't make any object requests.
And down the road of twists and turns, always anxious to see what's within. We can look ahead to the point of no return, to the rest of our lives as the spectacle begins. I've been down the road of twists and turns, always anxious to see what's within. We can look ahead to the point of no return, to the rest of our lives as the spectacle begins.
Hey everyone, thanks for making it past the theme song right here. I know that a lot of people probably close out the video before it gets to this point, But I did just want to say that Mike Rosing, who I said was actually hit by a semi-truck in my last episode, he was walking and he was hit by a semi-truck and was in a coma. He actually has woken up, so great news. I know that his friend has thanked us all for our kind messages and everything, so Kendopolis, I just want to thank you so much. You're a great community, and definitely to the ones who just kind of are open and accepting and loving, I really appreciate that. So congratulations and hello. Welcome back to Earth, Mike Rosing. I'm definitely happy that he woke up, so here's to a great rest of the recovery, and thanks again, everybody.